This is not a stopwatch. When it wants to close. I'll get more on that in a little while. It is an interesting case for some true wireless earbuds. These are the latest from Pamu. I'm sure you've heard of them. I've had them on my channel before. These are the Pamu Quiet. These are the active noise cancelling earbuds from them guys. They're latest and greatest, and let me tell you, they're not bad. Let's talk about build quality first. Build quality on these is pretty good. The case is definitely different, without a doubt. It has this little button on top that releases the front of the case. Even when it's laid down, it will pop open. So the mechanism there is pretty good, pretty strong. I will say I don't think this lid will take much abuse, so just be careful with it. It could snap. I just have this feeling that it's not the most well built, but it's pretty decent. Battery in this thing is all in the bottom of it. You do see the blue light on there. It's going to try and connect because I've just come away from my iPhone onto my S21 Ultra, which I'll have a video about soon. This does have USB-C charging, aptX codecs, active noise cancelling with touch sensitive controls on the actual earbuds. You also get a plethora of tips, which I'll show you in the box in a moment, and the actual earbuds themselves are like a pearlescent white colour. They're quite nice to look at, actually. Built quite well, nice quality to them. They don't creak, they don't crack or anything like that. They don't feel terribly cheap or anything. So yeah, they do go in the box really well, but I do believe that you could shake them out quite easily. So just be careful with that. They've not got very strong magnets when they do sit in there. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting case. Let's take a look at the box and what you get in there. So this is the box these ones come in. These are the Pamu Quiet, like I said. They're made by Padmate, and they do have active noise cancelling, Qualcomm aptX up at the bottom there. On the side just says Pamu. On the back, Pamu Quiet Wireless ANC. And then independent and hybrid active noise cancellation processing system. They have CVC 8.0, so you do get noise reduction on the calls. It's not bad for calls. I don't go deep into calls because I don't use my headphones when I take calls, but they're okay. They're not bad. They're not great. They're just ideal. You can make phone calls on them. Whoop-de-doo. 10mm pen, PEN, plus titanium composite speaker. I'll get more onto that in a little while without talking the jargon. I'll talk to you in basics, what they sound like, without trying to sound like an expert, because I'm not. aptX audio decoding, IPX4 rated, so you can work out in these, but don't be getting them too wet because you're going to be upset when they don't work afterwards. And Bluetooth 5.0 with these, so latest Bluetooth. In the box opens like a book. Ooh, this is where your headphones would sit. First use, remove the film on the earphones, blah, blah, blah. Remove the earphones from the charging case, turn on the mobile phone, Bluetooth, search for Pamu Quiet L, and then click connect, and they'll both connect. Very simple. So earbuds go in there, you get these boxes. Let's pull these out, and I can go through these with you, what's in what. So your first small box here is your tips. Let's push these out. So you do get quite a good choice of tips in here. You get small, medium, and large. I'm sorry, one of them's coming off, but small, medium, and large. Don't get any doubles or anything, but still, you get a choice of 3 different sizes. And then in the thicker box, and everything's labeled on the box, so this is just going to tell you there's a cable that you can tie to the pocket watch type case. There's your charging cable, and hold on a minute, let me get this out. There's a bag as well that you can carry the actual thing around in. So there's the little leather case, says Pamu on there, so nice little touch. There's your USB-C cable, and this is the strap that I have not connected because I've mainly been in the house or at work with them. But yeah, it's quite a long one as well. It can go around your neck if you need it to, or you can garrote somebody out with it if you're playing Hitman, or you can just carry it around your wrist or whatever. It's there, right? So it's just a nice little touch. It makes it a little bit different when it comes to cases on phones. And that is everything you get in the box. So let me just move all this out of the way. Excuse me, I burped. Oh, excuse me, I left my phone on. Oh my God, everything is falling everywhere. I'll be right back. Oh, and before I be right back, This little box here is the documentation. So user manual, things like that. Everything that we don't read. But it's there anyway. All right, so now I've picked everything back up after I threw it on the floor. Don't ask me how or why, what happened there, but everything just seemed to go wrong in a space of 5 seconds. But hey, I could do this all day. It's like a fidget spinner, but without being a fidget spinner. Stop it, Daniel. Stop it, Daniel. All right, so let's talk about the earbuds. Build quality, like I was saying before, is pretty good on these. They're very easy to put in your ears. They're very much like any others. Now, I do have the large tips on these, and I do find them not to be actually big enough for my ears. So maybe you want to go out and buy some other tips. This one seals fine, the left. The right one doesn't seem to seal very well for me. And I do wear 2 different sizes. A lot of people do. A lot of people will think, oh, that's just stupid, but I can guarantee you most people would wear 2 different sizes if they fitted them properly into their ears. But yeah, this is what they look like when they're in. They don't protrude very far. It's a stem style. They do have some good noise cancelling with the right tips on. I didn't want to put my other tips on these because I want to show you them what they're like if you buy them. There goes my cat again because my cat's awesome. So yeah, very comfortable. Don't get ear fatigue from them or anything like that. They don't feel cheap. They look kind of cool. They're not just bright white. They're a pearlescent white. The case, like I say, do have some worries about the lid on the case, but overall it's quite a decent sized case. I'm quite happy with that. So let's talk about battery life on these things. They do say with a combination with the case you get about 10.5 hours, which isn't the best, I know. And let me tell you, it's even worse news because I'm not getting anywhere near that. I'm getting anywhere from 7.5, 7.75. Sometimes I'm pushing 8-ish. So just bear that in mind that these don't have the best battery life. They do, however, have some decent active noise cancelling in there, and it's all controlled by touch controls on the side of your ears, and it does cut out a lot of your everyday sounds, some of your low-end sounds, so like air conditioning and things like that. Does cut that out, no problem. I do think, I didn't use these on the plane when I was on my recent trip, but I would think anything like really loud and deep, like an aircraft engine, like if you're on a flight, I still think you're going to get quite a lot of that noise come through into these. But hey, they're a decent price and you get what you get with these. But the battery life is kind of disappointing. The ANC is okay. Let's talk about the sound quality on these things. They're okay. Again, there's nothing like wonderful about them. The mids and the highs can get a little muddied and a little lost. There is, how can I say, they just lose some detail. The bass is there. They do have some nice bass in these things. I will give them that. But they do lose some of the mids and the highs. Some of the sound separation is very basic. It doesn't go out of its way to do a tremendous job at that. So they're okay when it comes to sound. Comfort-wise, yeah, they're not bad. Like I say, I don't get any ear fatigue from them or anything like that. But like I say, they don't stay in your ears for an extended amount of time because the battery life on them isn't the best. All right, it's just no. I can't sugarcoat that, and I'm not here to sugarcoat it. There's some of the worst ones out of recent releases for battery life. While I was touching on the ANC, they also have transparency mode, and that does work as well. It works pretty damn good, actually. Sometimes a little bit too good and lets too much sound in, but yeah, if you're looking for a set of earbuds that do let in outside noise really well in transparency mode, these do let it in. Like I say, it can be too much sometimes, though, so bear that in mind. Another thing you do get with these, which is pretty good at the cost, is an app. They are app support and they do let you control some of the ANC, and you can also customize the touch controls on these actual earbuds. So that's an actual nice thing about them. It is a basic app. It doesn't go into any depth like others do. There's nothing deep on it. It's just your basic ANC and customization, but at least it's there and it's not something you've just got to leave to the fingers. It's nice to have that option so you don't have to fiddle around and hope that you get the right thing. Now, when it comes to price on these, on Padme or Pamu's website, they are $119.99, I believe, or $119. They do, however, have a code that takes 20% off if you use it. It's on their website. And I've also seen them for $99 at other places. So they're all around the $100 mark, give or take. Are they worth that? Well, when you can get for an extra $30 the Liberty Air 2 Pro, they actually do smoke these in every way when it comes to battery life, sound quality. they're just a better headphone. But if you're on a budget and you're looking at staying under $100, they're actually a pretty decent buy. And that's the theme with these. They're decent. Everything's decent about them. The best thing is the bass. The battery life is meh. The mids are decent. The highs are decent. Vocals can get drowned out sometimes because they have some decent low end. They're just decent. That's about as far as I could go with these. It's a good try from Pamu, don't get me wrong, but I would like to think that in the next iteration of these, they can go a little bit further, especially with that battery life. That battery life for me is a pretty big negative, unfortunately, especially here in 2021 when we're getting 7-8 hours of battery life as a norm out of a lot of the things. So, yeah, good try, Pamu. Maybe next time. Like I say, these are decent. This is English Dan. Laters.